Hello. Um, it's Sejana. It's been a while since I've been Facebook Live or any kind of live or any kind of recording. That always happens as soon as I press record. Anyway, um, this is a real quick message. I wanted to type out something, but I know I can get long and wordy, and I thought, why don't I just record it because I want to keep this short. We'll see. But really, I just wanted to talk about PWOC. As I was looking at PWOC, if you don't know what that means, then um, you, well, I can't say that. Because at one point I didn't know what it meant. And that was when I got out of the military. So, like in 2008, 2009, um, going to a briefing because as a person that is no longer making my own money and now have two babies, I remember moving to Fort Bliss, Texas with Daniel. Two babies. Madeline was 2 weeks old and now she's much older. So you can see this is my first experience with PWC. And but I didn't know what it was, even though I spent 12 years in the Army. Never heard of it. It's a military ministry program. But it wasn't until a chaplain, when I asked him, how am I going to survive this upcoming deployment with two babies in a new place? I just asked him during a newcomers briefing. And they suggested that I would check out PWOC. And that was the start of my PWOC journey. It has been many years later. Well, I think that was in 2009. And now it's 2020. What I will say is, after being part of many PWOCs in many different places, I will say that each PWC has its own, each year, even if you're at the same location, each year it is a little bit different because PWC is run by volunteers. And God's doing new things in their lives, and the team, the the makeup of the team is different. So where is this even why am I even talking about this? I guess I was looking at my calendar, and because it's still coronavirus happening around here, and it's summer, so our travel is limited. We're not doing the things that we thought we would be doing before all of this happened. So we're here, and I don't really go out so much. Found things to do inside the home, and there are many things to do here, actually. um, Especially as we prepare to move again. But it's about to be. We're talking about the new PWC season for the ladies and the families that are here in Daegu, South Korea. Each year that I've been here and a part of PWC, it has been very different each year, unique each year. And each year we've had the thought of, is it going to continue? Is God going to provide? And each time he does, although it's usually not the way we thought. So I guess I know that, as far as I know anyway, we're not going to be here next PWC year, which, I suppose the fall kickoff will be in September, which is in 2 months, which is when we're supposed to move. However, I still have 2 months, and who knows? Something may change and we might still be here. As long as I'm here, I want to help PWC because it's been a ministry, like I said, that I've been a part of since I got out of the military. And I really, so, what the purpose of this video is just to say that there is a meeting tomorrow. And I know it's last minute, but there is a meeting tomorrow for those who are interested in having a conversation about it, because a board has not been formed this year. Normally that would not happen, but because of when COVID became real for us here in Daegu, which was in February, everything just sort of, all of the military programs like that all the ministries, they closed, they stopped, because we were trying to get a hold of what was happening here. um and and for the PWC ministry, it just hasn't started back up yet, with the moving of the previous president and just many things that have happened. But there is discussion to try and get it happening again, and that will be tomorrow. So I'm making this message because I want to send it to a few people that I have in my mind, that I believe that you're going to be here. And I just would like you to think about, I would like you to pray about the PWC ministry, and whether or not you, your family, God says for you to do anything in particular, please pray about the ministry. It has, there are women who are coming here, moving here to Korea for the very first time. Not just to Korea, but maybe this is their first overseas duty station. And to come here at this time where things aren't really normal, you know? And like even right now, there are people who are moving here, and the first experience of being in Korea is spending 14 days in quarantine, you know, and not being able to leave except for 45 minutes when it's your turn to go outside. I mean, that is it's just so, when I hear this from friends who are moving here now that I met through PWC, when I hear this, I just think, wow, you know, who would have thought that this would have been the case before, or even at the beginning of 2020? Like, we just didn't know, but God knew. And I believe that God is here, and I know that God is moving certain individuals, that He's already been working on you. He's already been placing in your mind and your heart, you know, a care and a love for people, and a care and a love for women and for their families as they're here in this place. PWC for many people means friendship. It can mean just connecting with like-minded individuals in a new place where you don't know anybody. It can mean that. And for some people, it can mean free childcare, at least during the meetings. I know that's why I got involved with PWC so much, because they offer free childcare. And I just needed a break. Like, I needed a break, especially with my husband being deployed. And I have 2 babies. I get it. But PWC for me now means an opportunity to invest in and encourage other women to grow and develop their gifts and talents. You know, there might be things that you think you'd want to do for God, and there probably are things that He has lined up for you to do, but at some point it will take an act of faith for you to step out and say, okay, I'm not quite sure about everything. I don't exactly know how everything works, and maybe that's not a good idea if you think you know how everything works to come into an organization like this, because really, it takes many hands. It takes an ability to listen to other people, work with one another, and continual reliance and dependence on the Lord, because He knows what the year will look like and what we need. Like, He knows more than we do, even about the woman that's sitting right across from us. There are things that she doesn't share with you or me. I mean, it's just life, right? We can't know every single thing about a person, but God does. And as He's leading and guiding us into these opportunities, I just am asking that you would pray about your involvement in it. If it's a hands-on involvement, or if it's behind the scenes prayer warrior type involvement, whatever it is, I guess this is a video just asking you to look into this again, you know. But I do understand, after this COVID situation, especially for me myself, if you know me, you know I've been I maybe over involved myself. I maybe participate in many things. You see me participating in many things. because I could do that. My family supported me doing that for the most part, you know, and well, yes, I mean, for the most part, they did support me doing all the things that I've been able to do. And I have an interest in leadership and in ministry and in living out the word of God, not just learning what he says, but like actually like living it out. You know, that takes that takes a lot of time and grace and sharpening from other people. Like other people, as they're involved in my life, they have molded me as God has. You know, I was able to just grow so much through PWC. So I just wonder, are you open to hearing if God wants something specific for you to do this particular PWC year in this time of unknown? Can you make it a priority to minister to women and ladies in this way through this organization? Particularly, I know people will come and they will get involved. I know that. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. I guess what I'm saying is, especially if I'm sending you this particular video, and I might not send it to everyone because I don't want to burden people, but I know that there are some ladies who are quite able and mature, spiritually mature enough to lead in a particular area, such as the president or the spiritual life person. We don't have that feel. And together with the sponsoring chaplain, there's so much that can be discussed right now if a person was to know that this is, or to hear the call and pray about it and respond accordingly, however God leads. I don't know what the plan is. All I know is I love this organization, and as long as I'm here and able, I will do what I can to sort of make it known that we're looking for a board, you know, the executive board to be filled, and so that ideas and a vision for the year can be developed and we can move forward for the year, for the ladies, and that by extension the families who will be here and can benefit from it. So even though I'm not gonna be here this year, as far as I know, I still want to sort of put that out there. And you know, where I'm going, they have a huge PWC. I look at their information online and I'm like, wow, there are many ladies who seem like to me are definitely using their gifts and talents for the benefit of others. And I hope that's the same this year, but again, each year it changes. So we'll just see what's in store. And I definitely don't want to pressure anyone to do anything that they just like feel like, oh, well, nobody else is doing it. That's not really, it's just, I think you would know if indeed this message is for you, especially when it comes to these key roles. If you also, I wanted to say this last thing and then I'm going to end because I don't want this to get too long. If you're watching this, please respond to me privately and tell me what questions or issues or concerns that you have that maybe you don't want to put in the public forum that we have here in Daegu for that. If there's a concern that you have that you want maybe brought up or addressed, or just kind of like something on your mind that you don't want to kind of make known to everyone, but you do want to sort of bring some attention to it. If you have that, please, you can tell me, and I can express that concern to the few people that will be there. I mean, I know I know not everyone knows about this meeting, even though it's put out there. And I know you may just miss it and just may be late, but whenever you see this, if you feel like you have a question or a concern or just something that you want whoever is involved to kind of keep in mind as they make plans for the future, if there's something you want to me to pass on, I can do that for you if you like. Or of course you can do it yourself. You know, I mean, but I understand that. So if you I'm willing to do that, at least while I live here. I'm willing to do that. I can't speak for when I move because we're going to be involved. I mean, there's going to be other things that I'll be doing. But as long as I'm here, I will help in that way. And the reason why I'm going to the meeting, even though I'm not going to be here, as far as I know, is because I do have a little bit of experience with PWC, and I do really care about this ministry and organization. And so if I can help at least hear what people are saying and try and provide input, I'm gonna try and do that. So the meeting is tomorrow at 9:30 at the chapel. If you're interested in going, please you can just show up, or you can let somebody know if you're in the members group. But otherwise, just show up. There's a lot of new people here. They don't even know about the members group. You know, I understand. That's why I wanted to put this here, just in case. I know there are women who have come here specifically. They want to grow. They just want to connect with ladies. There are many reasons to come to PWC. But specifically, what I look at is like, how can we grow in our relationship with God? How can we even figure out who He is? Like, people are on so many levels, so many, they're just in different places. And I understand that. But yet God has called us to this specific place at this specific time, and we have an opportunity. So I hope that you will just pray with me to God about the PWC ministry. And if you're not here in Korea and you're somewhere around the world, if you're in a military community, or if there's military persons, in your life, in your neighborhood, at your church, you just know them, pray for them, please. Oh my goodness. Everyone has concerns though these days, and I all the time, really, and I do understand that. But I guess this particular message today is for military persons and PWC. So thank you, and maybe you'll be hearing more from me one day in the future. But in the meantime, I'm continuing to watercolor and continuing to have private conversations with people and continuing to pray to God about what are we going to be doing with the next 2.5 years of our military life career, because it looks like Daniel will be retiring very soon. Wow, just thinking about that can get a little overwhelming, and then I have to bring myself back to, and I need to remember to trust in God. Even I'm doing that too. In many areas I feel like I got it covered. I mean, I got it, but in some areas it's like my mind just keeps going over, what am I supposed to do? And I can get into this mode of just like doing stuff, researching stuff, figuring out stuff, planning stuff. And you know what? This whole situation about the coronavirus and then all the other things that are happening, I just am reminded over and over that I had no idea this was coming, but God did, and He has been with us each day and all the way. So I know that even though retirement is coming for us, and I don't know what's going to happen with that, even though I know that God knows, and He is and will be continually to be with me and us. And that gives me hope. And I am thankful. So I hope that's encouraging to you wherever you are in your life journey, whatever's going on with you, because I'm sure there are things that you yourself personally, your loved ones are dealing with. I know that there are things. I know. I know. And with that, I pray that you will continue to pour it out at the Lord and to the Lord and with the Lord. And he is with you. He does hear you, and he will correct you if needed. He has corrected me, which is part of the reason why I stopped doing Facebook Lives and stopped talking so much online. And I'll probably talk about that later because it is necessary. Correction is necessary. Seeing things God's way is necessary. And sometimes it's very painful. But it is necessary for growth. If you want to grow, it is necessary. So I'm thankful for this. So, okay, I'm going to end now. Drop me a note and let me know if you have any concerns for PWC, or if you have any prayer requests or anything you want to talk about. Just let me know privately, and we can have a little conversation about it. All right. Bye.